Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between eDen and WhiteRa on Dusk Towers. I'm not entirely sure what the 4 teams and 6 teams means on this screen. Maybe I need to research that. Alright, in the bottom left of Dusk Towers, we have the red Terran player. It is eDen from CPL. And in the top right of Dusk Towers, by popular request, it is the blue Protoss player, WhiteRa. Everybody's favorite Ukrainian player. Okay, possibly Demaga might be up there too, but he is from Ukraine, and he is blue Protoss. Alright, so PVT, again, representing the Terrans on the channel. I try to get as many of these as I can. PVZ is a very popular matchup, and most of the people who submit replays are either Protoss or Zerg. A few Terran people have been contacting me, submitting replays, and I'll be casting those as well. So hopefully we'll get a pretty even spread of, PVT, TVT, and TVZ to mixed in with all the other stuff. Again, mirror matches, I understand they're not super popular, but I'm going to go ahead and try to cast some of those as well, just because I really feel like mirror matchups aren't that bad in Legacy of the Void. Blizzard's done a good job with those, to where TVTs are not just the same thing over and over. PvP as well has some very different things you can do. ZVZ even, if you can kind of get past the early game with a Ling Baneling attack or some kind of roach thing, the Ravagers kind of change it up, as well as Lurkers. Lurkers add a really nice dimension to the matchup as well. So if you see a ZVZ or a PvP or a TBT on my channel, please give it a shot. Like, watch the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes at least, and see if you like it. I know HOTS kind of ruined it for everybody, but to this point, Legacy of the Void I think deserves a second chance. Alright, back to the game that's actually happening here. Obviously, an early Nexus there looked like a Gateway expand out of WhiteRa with a single gas. Terran player went for a, looks like a Reaper expand. Yes, Reaper coming out of that barracks as well with a single gas at the same time. So, fairly interesting strategies that are matching up right now for both players. Both have kind of a single production building. Single gas has been taken, and then he ruins it. WhiteRa does by taking another assimilator and an expansion. So these players definitely know what they're doing. The APMs are about 200, about 150 there. Currently about over 200 there for WhiteRa as well. And here comes the Reaper using his fancy little jetpack to scoot past those rocks, run down the middle of this map. This is kind of a fun map. I've seen some crazy stuff happen on Dusk Towers. Again, you have these really weird ninja expansions that nobody really ever takes. I guess this one can be taken if the game goes long enough, but these ones are hardly ever touched. This gold base is protected by this debris. You can't take it early, but if you can, like, drop a command center in here or whatever, you're going to be in a good spot. KD8 charge does knock some stuff down, but the mothership core is here, should be able to chase away this Reaper, and indeed the Reaper for eDen gets out of there. No, pops back in. Ugh, almost gets hit by the mothership again, mothership core rather. There are some undefended probes this way, which is why the mothership core is kind of bouncing back and forth, wants to be able to get over there to save her workers if she needs to. But anyway, as I was saying, if you can throw a Nexus in here, like maybe bring a probe over to warp in, or drop a drone in with an Overlord and kind of keep this debris here, it can be very sneaky and hard for opponents to know that you have this gold base. So I'd like to see this taken by more players, but again, it's a bit of a risk. It is kind of far away from your main here. Your third's very easy to take as well here, just down the ramp from your main. And there's a wide ramp you have to defend, which is a bit of a problem. But for most players, they seem like they definitely want to take the third here instead. Alright, so again, I will be casting with the Gauntlet SC2 tournament this Saturday, December 5th at noon Mountain Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific Time in the United States. So check that out. Again, Gauntlet SC2, the Twitter handle has all the information on that. The Twitter stream as well, I believe, is just Gauntlet SC2, twitch.tv/Gauntlet SC2. Come visit me, come say hi. I'd like to see some subscribers to my channel saying hello and introducing themselves to the Twitch universe as well. And that would be really nice. So again, this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's about it. Alright, so Mules being dropped down here by the Terran player as well. Third Nexus coming up here for WhiteRa. Alright, going macro indeed. Getting some Stalkers on out here. Twilight Council on the way. Stim +1 attack for the Terran. Very standard stuff. Indeed for both of these players. Trying to hold this with a couple sentries as well as possibly a triple photon overcharge if necessary. This Reaper should be more active. I really feel like eDen should be using this to scout around at the very least. I know photon overcharge is scary. If you're scouting around here and the mothership core photon overcharges this pylon, you will die. You will. There's nowhere to go. You're going to die. So I can understand the hesitancy of the Reaper to get in there, but come on, eDen, you gotta at least scout or try. Here comes a hallucinated Phoenix. Whoa, Marines almost flew right into that flock of Marines and died, but nope, good reflexes there by WhiteRa, good reaction time. Getting it out of there, scouting on in, and does see, and indeed, there is a command center and a Cyclone, so did scout the Cyclone coming out, that's nice. Widow Mines as well for our Terran player eDen. Another hallucinated Phoenix coming out. And now we get to in the meat of the things for WhiteRa. It is a gateway, immortal on the way at the same time. Forge coming up, blink, being researched, and marauders, as well as 3 more barracks on the way for the Terran player. So it looks like a mostly bio type play, although again there's a single Cyclone here. I wonder if this is just Warp Prism harassment defense, right? Warp Prism comes in, it gets locked on here, the lock-on ability dealing 400 damage over 14 seconds to ground targets and 400 damage over 14 seconds to flying targets. So 400 damage is a lot. And actually I think we'll one-shot a Warp Prism if all that damage gets done. Here comes the drop boosting on in. This is a Widow Mine dropping. Good reaction time again by WhiteRa. No way, Jose. Not a single kill there. There's Stalkers on the field. I know there are. Here it is. Stalker wants to get out there. Where's the Observer? The Observer's in the middle of the map. Is there another one here? Oh, does get a kill. A kill. Now the probes can go back to work for just some time until that until the cooldown happens on the Widow Mine there. Pushing right up the middle here and going to rendezvous with a bunch of Marine buddies. Is an attack by eDen here at the 6-minute mark. But again, triple photon overcharge at the top of the ramp here with an Immortal. Pretty good against those Marauders. But this is a fairly Marine heavy composition, so I'm not sure if the Marauder was the right choice or not. They did clean up the Warp Prism thanks to help from the Observer. I don't know where it is. Anyway, scanning up top there, seeing the amount of army, does eDen want to push? The answer is no, not right now. I don't think. The Cyclones actually joined the party. And long distance mining here, while this command center is being built, long distance mining is fairly inefficient, which probably means eDen should have taken this earlier, but did not do so. Anyway, the Marines do have +1 attack as well as the Marauder. Cyclone does not have any upgrades at all. Few medevacs here. The Observer, oh, gets scanned and killed. eDen knew it was there. He could see the flurry of just the blurriness in the UI. And going to pick up here. Not going to attack the front door. Definitely not. Going to try to get around here to the side of WhiteRa's main. Get some kills there. Is the army going to reposition? I don't think they are. Why isn't the Observer following? Oh boy, Stalker pops on out, gonna come on in, try to kill the Cyclone, blink back, again, gonna die anyway. I think the Cyclone will kill it, and it does, but this is a big army here by WhiteRa. Oh boy. Backing on out. Marauders here just kind of saying, we're missing the party, man. We wanted to be there too. But no, Widow Mine moving up at the same time and getting +2 infantry and +2 infantry armor for both weapons and armor here. Oh, the Marauders that got left behind are massacred, unfortunately for them. No upgrades at all here quite yet for WhiteRa. Does have +1 on the way for the ground units. And the army's moving out at the same time. This army for the Terran player is moving in. So eDen popping right in. And the Blink Stalkers want to kill those medevacs. No, good micro by eDen, keeping them out of harm's way. Again, these Marines with the stim and the +1/+1 are pretty scary. They want to kill that robo facility. And they do get it. Also, these Marines might completely fall down. Photon overcharge coming up from the top side, going to kill a couple units here, but is it enough? Or is he going to get it out of range? And he does. WhiteRa, meanwhile, attacking up here with Guardian Shield Immortals in the background as well, actually decimating this army at the same time. But again, these Marines are still alive. Stalker count, good Blink Stalker micro here by WhiteRa, considering he's actually trying to micro down here at the same time, force fielding off that main. They want to try to kill this command center, but no, defending themselves against these units on the high ground seems like a bigger priority here. Immortal with 2 kills, but the Marauders are going to take it down very quickly indeed, and it does end up falling. Another Guardian Shield comes up, but the sentry dies. Most of the micro is down here, and it looks like a big problem for WhiteRa, as nothing is happening here for mining, although he did take out the 3rd base for the Terran player as well, and the army's cleaned up. So WhiteRa needs to clean up this army as fast as he can, and he is. The Stalkers, there are enough to get rid of the remainder of these medevacs, trying to blink up and kill these medevacs. And look at this, the medevacs are out of boost. The Stalkers are going to be able to catch them. The question is, will the cooldown come up before it dies? Blinking and bam. Oh, did get the boost up, but unfortunately was not in time to save itself. +1 attack now on the Stalkers. Templar coming up. That is pretty nice indeed. The Stalkers, oh, they get another medevac. A bit of a careless move there from eDen. And blinking back once again here is WhiteRa 4. Nexus on the way up here. High Templar. And it looks like they might just be High Templar. Yes, Storm is being researched by WhiteRa. Oh, so for all you Protoss players who said Disruptors are better, I guess in PvZ they're definitely better. Just because Terrans can split, Disruptors aren't as good. So Storm makes a little bit more sense. All right, fair enough. Look at that, though. Coming back with the Stalkers, getting another medevac pickup. That was ginormous. 4 medevacs have died, which is a lot. For this stage of the game, resources lost tab, 4,100 minerals, 1,000 gas for a Terran player eDen, 6,000 minerals, 2,500 gas for WhiteRa. Pushing up here again, Marines and Marauders killing these potentially photon overcharged pylons. They are not overcharged, but that's why they're being attacked first. Always weird to see a little bit. Whoa, Stalker got a little bit too close and completely annihilated by this +2 attack Marauder Marine composition. +3 attack on the way. Here at the 10-minute mark, Ghost Academy coming up for eDen. Haven't seen that for a while in PvT. I like it. EMP is just good against Protoss no matter what. Did he scout the Templar?
Let our enemy know our fury.
He might have scouted the Templar, in which case Ghosts make a lot of sense with the EMP. They can knock down the energy on those Templar balls and really cause a lot of problems. Observers have this base completely scoped out. Check this out. Observer up north, observer down south. And the third base is up and established as far as WhiteRa knows, and it is. Army just kind of hanging out here as well. Oh, getting resonating glaives is WhiteRa, as well as plus ground armor for the Protoss and a dark shrine on the way. So moving into more of a mid to late game type play here. I know it's only 11 minutes in, but Legacy of the Void games are fast. Ladies and gentlemen, chrono boosting out that +2 ground armor as well. Is that +2? It is in fact +2. +2 ground weapons. Also being researched. Marine making sure 4th base is not here, but it's, guess what? It's over here. I said that might happen. But still, I don't see people taking these bases hardly at all. So we'll see if it happens in this game, though. Just kind of chilling is eDen. I think he needs to keep the pressure up on WhiteRa. His first attack did really well. Again, it kind of left him open to a counterattack down here, which was a bit of a problem. But I think at the end, he did more damage to WhiteRa than WhiteRa did to him. Moving on over with another command center. It is not an orbital command quite yet. Is eDen going to land at a more traditional 4th base? This just seems a little bit closer to the main. Easier to defend, but WhiteRa instead kind of sneaking this. And the Terran player does not know that this is there. I wonder if he thinks WhiteRa is still on 3 bases. Oh, you cannot assume those kind of things, though, friend. Here comes another push. Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts. Oh, man. When Ghosts die, they make the best sounds. We'll have to listen for those. Observer checking out the exact composition of the army as it pushes up here. And we're going to zoom on out as the concave looks really good for WhiteRa coming right on in. Are we going to storm? There are the Templar coming from the bottom side, and there's the storm. Oh, huge storm right on those top of all of those units. The Stalkers need to kill those Liberators very quickly, and they do. The Liberators are completely gone. Archon in the front dies. Another storm. A feedback going down as well. Oh, Archon trying to be morphed, getting pushed closer and closer to the Terrans, and it will actually survive. Another drop up here, though. Photon overcharge trying to deal with it. These Templar. Oh, Templar dies. Zealot dies. Zealot's coming to the bottom side trying to help as well. Nope. These Stalkers, if they'd been there, they might have been able to do something. More pylons getting smashed on down. Photon overcharge coming up from this pylon. Going to kill a couple Marauders, and getting that one would be good. No, he's not going to spend the energy. Oh, he did spend the energy on it. Mothership Core might die to these Marines, and it does. The Mothership Core falls. What a huge pickup there for eDen. The Stalker count looking very, very low, but the reinforcements coming from all the way across the map to defend against this drop. It's just not quite enough to do it. +3 attack Marines and Marauders are so, so powerful, and they almost have +3 armor as well. Oh, look at this. WhiteRa taking this base. WhiteRa taking this base at 75 Harvesters to 56 total. WhiteRa is really killing it in the macro department right now. But eDen's not too shabby himself. He has pretty good saturation on his bases, so I don't think he's overproducing workers. Unfortunately, he does kind of have 3 SCVs hanging out over here, but anyway. Archon with +2 attack will do 43 damage versus biological units, which is what everything in this ball is for Terran. And it's going to be a battle of the bands here. Accidental attack, it looks like. Just not quite sure they were going to be there. Ghosts in the front. Oh, one of the Ghosts dies immediately. Big storm on that bio ball. Once again, this Ghost got an EMP off, but it will die in revenge at the same time. Not many shields here left for WhiteRa's army, but I think he has enough. Walking through his own storm a little bit there. Blinking. Oh, and getting medevac, rather. What a great blink. That's one of the better moves in StarCraft 2, man. Blinking on top of a medevac that's trying to flee with a full complement of enemies and just taking it down. It's just, man, Protoss players love that kind of thing. Makes them so happy. Colossus in production. Robotics Bay just completing. +3 armor, +3 weapons. On the way for WhiteRa, and eDen continuing to stick with Marines and Marauders and Medevacs and another base as well. Where's he going to throw this one? Let's see. Where is that thing? Ah, right here. So possibly floating over to the gold based on where he's constructing this. That would be good. Another drop coming up here for eDen. Trying to get in here once again to WhiteRa's base, and there's a single cannon, but it can't stop the drop. Dies immediately. Pylons, targets as well. Again, forcing the whole army back here for WhiteRa. He's like, no, you don't kill my main. I need that to live. A DT in here trying to kill this whole army by itself. A single scan will reveal his location. But actually, no, did not scan. Blinkstalkers, they pick up another medevac. Another attack here, though, at WhiteRa's 4th base. Oh, trying to warp in some units, but some DTs aren't going to really save him too much here unless, for some reason, there's not a scan. eDen, there are DTs killing you, man. You got to scan. You have to listen for that. 5th base as well, under attack. Zealots trying to force these units away, and a pickup and a run. DTs once again not scanned. This guy with 3 kills. Ugh. Blinkstalkers blinking forward. Medevac backs out, though. Observer keeps an eye on this for sure. WhiteRa well placed with that observer for sure. And the exciting music has stopped. Oh, I guess that makes sense. The exciting time is over. Here's the high ground harassment that we've seen a lot from players on this map. A big storm down there. Going to kill a Marauder, kill a couple Marines as well. Archon's getting morphed on in. And, ooh, actually destroying the debris so that the army's trapped up here. Is that what this is? Yeah, eDen says, you know what? Fine, you can lock down this base. I really don't care. We're going to go kill one of your bases, or possibly two, while your army's out of position. A little bit overstimmed is this army. The medevacs need to heal these up before they actually engage a real foe, including these zealots that try to morph on in. This is a lot of zealots morphing on, actually. A lot of units here, again, are very low on health. Took some more casualties than I feel like eDen should have there. But again, going against that probe, getting that pylon, killing an assimilator, and here comes the DT. There's the scan. Oh, eDen, I knew you had it in ya. And look at this, having to break down this debris to get out of there is WhiteRa and come save his bases. Look at that, 2 nexuses taken down by this counterattack. A lot of probes up here. This scan, though, the DT walks right into the scan and completely dies. +3/+3 Marines and Marauders, some of the more cost-effective, powerful units in the game. Another assimilator dies. These probes cannot be discovered. They are trying to hide as best they can, and picking up and boosting out. Once again, the probes did survive the night, but it was very scary. Their houses got burned down, man. The boogeyman was knocking on the door. Another command center here. Orbital command. DT preventing this from landing. There's the scan, the stim forward, and the DT does get killed. Look at those brave SCVs, man. Got right in there, right in under that command center, and they were like, yo, here I am. I will attack you. Blinkstalkers blinking on down to the low ground here to protect yet another base replacement. 4th base coming up for WhiteRa. He says perhaps these ones are just a little bit too vulnerable. I will pick a 4th here where I can keep a better eye on it. Single medevac still hanging out here. Boop. Oop. Camera shy apparently. I'm put the camera on it and it started to move. So here we are at the 18-minute mark. 15,600 minerals lost for Terran, 4,200 gas, 19,000 minerals, 5,900 gas lost there. Ghosts throwing down EMPs. A storm on top of the Ghost, though. These Templar need to run for their lives. No, they get cleaned up by the Ghosts. Oh, the Templar were left behind. But at the same time, this base did get killed. So the 5th base for Terran is completely gone. Long distance mining there instead of here. Surprisingly, another big attack here. Defender mode coming on up. Can the Liberator actually live? Ghosts dying. You can hear them as well. Marauders, Marines trying to stim forward and kill these Colossus, but I think there are just too many here. With the +3 attack, these Colossus do 15 damage times 2. 30 damage per swipe is a lot. Another medevac falls there and is not looking good for our Terran player. It is 112 to 70 total supply. WhiteRa is in the lead with 44 to 37 harvesters, so not as many as you would think. Is he going to try to harass from the high ground again? He is. WhiteRa, you scamp. Going to get right on up here, say, hey, juicy SCVs. Wham, one SCV dies. Another one might die, and the Colossus can actually hit that from there. How insane is that? Defender mode circles coming up saying, you get out of that corner. That is my corner. I will have you know. Transferring all the probes over here. There we go. Transferring them to actually mine from this base instead of long distance mining from here, which again makes no sense whatsoever. Marines, Marauders, planetary fortresses are going to be constructed here. I can guarantee they're going to be defensive. Planetary fortresses, not so much for the mining. But still, here comes WhiteRa sweeping around for another attack. Defender mode circles are up, but the Liberators just get sniped on down. Marines, Marauders getting storms on top of them, trying to split as well. Liberator trying to kill another huge storm there, forced to pick up the command center and retreat. This is an Archon Colossus Stalker army. Looking very good, just absolutely tearing through everything on the ground. The Liberator wants to kill some stuff. But WhiteRa says, you know what? I'm not going to go to your planetary fortress. I don't need to. I'm going to walk right up into your third base, take out your missile turrets. Going to stutter step my way to victory here. A Marine tries to come down the ramp and gets burned to death as well. Doesn't even bother lifting off this orbital command. Going for it with SCVs and a few Marauders and a Liberator. But those SCVs lasted about 2.5 seconds. The Archons just absolutely melted them, doing 47 damage versus biological. And that's it. A GG from eDen. eDen's defeated, WhiteRa's victorious, and eDen has left the game. WhiteRa, however, wants to take a victory lap. Oh, never mind, he doesn't. He left as well. Wow, what a fantastic 20-minute game there on display from WhiteRa. Just well played all the way around. Dealt with the drops, maybe not as gracefully as could have been, but still dealt with them. Didn't really lose any major buildings except for, I think he did lose that robo facility once, had to replant it. But that was about it, just a few pylons, so not a huge deal. Lost these two bases as well, but did come back, was able to take down this base while the army was distracted, and then just high ground harassment is just brutal. I mean, if you're playing on this map, do this. Put lurkers up here, put colossus up here, put stalkers, put marines and marauders, put tanks up here if you're a Terran player. Just a great spot to really beat the crap out of this expansion, and I guess that's maybe why WhiteRa didn't take this one initially, because this high ground potential is just so scary. But anyway, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.